Hi everyone, welcome to week 6 of the semester. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I'm going to go over a couple of things right now. So first, 4th of July is coming up, so I hope everyone has a safe and restful day. Let's go ahead and look at what we had for last week. So topic 4, History of Nursing, was a group posting for the discussion board. And the 3 groups were able to post. Thank you so much for that. And I'll just go over briefly what I saw and just some helpful things that might help for the future. So for group 4, they took on the effects of the American Civil War on nursing, which I thought was a great topic to choose. The roles of nursing were discussed and famous Civil War nurses. So the impact of the American Civil War was further discussed on the nursing career or the nursing education as well, and the impact of the Civil War on military nursing and healthcare. And those things are still ringing true today. So I encourage many of you, if you have a chance, to go ahead and take a look at that. I really did like the writing. I appreciated that it sounded like one voice, as well as the references. Some of the references were a little bit older, so just be mindful of that when you're doing a paper, whether it's for yourself or a group paper, that you are looking at how recent the sources are. Some sources can be pretty old and have already been updated according to other research articles. So let's move on to group 2. Group 2 took on the creation of public health. And this is a very interesting topic because we all have public health in our minds, and as graduates of the RN to BSN program, you will be getting or be able to apply for a public health nurse certificate. And there are many opportunities in healthcare now that we are pushing a lot of our patients that are normally in the hospital into the community and into the public sector to receive care. So this group, they talked about the lasting effects of the Henry Street settlement, which I didn't know very many things about, but it was great to read. And healthcare accessibility was brought to one of the topics, as well as public health and social issues. I will say that one thing you might need to review for APA is that if you have a direct quote, then you need to provide a page number. And I think I might have missed that on a couple of other groups, but that is something we can all work on. Okay? Also, when you have a conclusion, you probably need to have a little bit more just a little more content to go back and review what was presented and maybe some of the salient points. In terms of the references looked fine, and they were within the time period that was indicated for this assignment. And let's go ahead to the third group, group 3. And they looked at nursing history influences today. They looked at the military hospital reform, which I thought was interesting. Considering there was just a little different take than the first groups. So they looked at nursing education as well as home health services and the advancement of science and health of the public. So they kind of melded a couple of the topics that were available. I will say that again, the balance of the labeling in terms of headings. So you have some good headings that are being utilized, but when you come down here, it's a little bit lengthy in terms of this section. So you might want to break that up a little bit into some different subheadings. Okay, and you can find that on page 62 of the APA manual to help you work on that. All right. This is fine in terms of the references. There are some other references that need to be fleshed out a little bit more. So for your APA, this needs to be a little bit more detailed. There are some more details of an APA citation in the reference list that is required. Okay, so you might need to work on that for this group. Let's go and see what we have for this upcoming week. So I'm going to take a look at the syllabus, and I'm going to go down to page 13 at the bottom. So we are going to be looking at a quiz on topics 4 and 5, and that's going to be accessed via the quizzes section on the left hand side of Blackboard. and it's going to open on Thursday, July 5th at 10 a.m. and it will close the next day on Friday, July 6th at 9 a.m. So let's see what that looks like. If we go to the quizzes here on this side, and you go to this section, you'll see that there's a study guide here for quiz number 2, and you can review that before you take your quiz. Alright, the quiz won't appear until July 5th at 10 a.m. Alright, so thank you so much. Many of you are still responding to my reaching out to you regarding how are things going in the semester, and I'm meeting with many of you via web conference on Zoom just to go over some other details if you need them. So everyone, glad to hear that everyone's doing well. Hope you have a great holiday day and that you're safe and you get some rest. All right, I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.